For this event only, I made sure I'm wearing the same jacket in the photo as now. Everything starts as a story. There's an introduction, there's a sequence of events that take place between, and there's a conclusion. We adults sometimes lack the ability to tell stories as we grow older. Those who are kids will know that kids have no problem telling stories. When I started working from home, my 9-year-old daughter, and I keep saying she's still 9, she's 10 already, walks up to me every time she comes back from school, and I'm on the call, and my team who are on the call will know, she'll hug me, and she'll start telling a story. Initially, I'll chase her away. Says, please, got a call, more important things to do, move. But she's relentless. She'll find one way to continuously still come and tell a story. One day I said, fine, I can't keep chasing a 10-year-old, then 9-year-old away. I said, fine, tell me your story. Starts the beginning. How her classmate was saying something mean to her. Goes into the middle, the narrative picks up, and I'm very interested and curious. She says the same person who was mean to her wanted the chocolate that she was having. And then goes towards the end, and she says, that person wants to know what I'm doing over the weekend. Can I have a sleepover? Next day when she comes back from school, she's not starting the story. I am. I asked her, how's that person? Did she bully you today? Then she says, come, sit down. Let me tell you another story. Every day she comes back, there's some story time that's connecting somebody from her class. And all I seek to understand is clarity. I want to know what happened. I get curious. I ask a lot of questions. I have memory because I remember everything that she said, or most of the things that she said. Ask my wife about memory, she'll say, I don't remember anything she said. We are right now in a world where we lack clarity. Finance professionals mostly are told not having the ability to tell a story, to communicate that story to different people. We are consumed by so much of information that we don't know what to do with that information. We are lost at times. And there are people who are around us who keep asking, what decision can we make? Clarity. So, where does this story link with where I started? A management accountant or a fellow member of CIMA, associate member CIMA, or a CGMA, spend most of our times actually telling stories. We ever start, we look at the future of the business and figure out how do we navigate our organization towards where it needs to go. We have the middle. We look at who do we need to tell that story, communicate that story, convince them to join our journey, give clarity to them why we're doing this. And then we have an end. When we achieve that, it's about the next 12, 24 months. That's what we do. And the world in which it's changing, finance professionals were thought to have a very deep-seated technical skill. I had a CFO once who came into our office, knocking on our door, and he said, I want to know how I want to join to become a CIMA member. We said, wait a minute, aren't you a CFO? You should know about everything to do with numbers and being a finance person. He says, no, let me clarify. I am not a finance person whatsoever. Actually, he's from a marketing background. But he had a way of seeing things that were different. They put him in charge of the finance function because he could narrate and tell stories and bring clarity to a lot of decisions. But he had one particular issue. Nobody in his team liked him because all finance people thought he can't be a CFO. So he would sit in a meeting and the first conversation somebody will ask him, or he will ask the team, what do we do about this now? And you know what are the things that the team will say? No, because according to International Financial Reporting Standards 18, and according to the Accounting Standards 22, you cannot do that. It affects impairment. And it affects impairment, your ability to make a decision in anything. He's lost. He stops there. And he says, I can't challenge them back. I want to be able to own the process. I want them to have trust in me. I want to challenge them back. That's why he said, I want to become a finance professional. Right now, he's the CFO for a multinational company within the region, and he owns the space. Technical skills that finance professionals used to have 15 years ago, which we owned, which we thought was the most important thing, is now a CFO's 25% job only. If at all, it's becoming less and less. Most CFOs focus their time in terms of how do we develop talent, how do we develop people. Most CFOs focus their time in terms of how do we change our business models, how do we look at new market growth. Most CFOs focus on technology, how do we transition out of legacy systems, acquire newer technologies. Most CFOs spend their time, how do we create value and focus on the most important things in our life. And I come to my conclusion, my storytelling. When you leave this room, have a thought process inside of you. Many of us were told to specialize in one thing and not to be a generalist in many things. But most people forgot to tell us, you can specialize in a few things. And having that leverage of specializing in a few things allows you to be more in demand and relevant than anything else. A combination of finance and marketing is a marriage made in heaven. Thank you so much and have a great day.